Oh man, this is take probably 5. I finally got my perfect video and I was very happy with it, and then my fancy headphones died. So I switched back to my old, dirty, gross, wired headphones, and hopefully we can get through this video in one shot. So, hi Algebra, and welcome to your mini video explanation of your exponential growth project. I am very excited to see this project because I am very excited to see all of your creativity. So this project is about exponential growth, and you will need to use exponential growth functions. So if you forgot exponential growth functions, head back to chapter 8. 8.5 was your exponential growth function section. So you can head there in the notes, or you can log into your book and check in the book. Back to the project. Okay. For the first 2 days, day 1 and day 2, you are going to be looking at this website. This website, notice how many times I have it open at the top of my screen. That's how many times I've clicked on it. This website goes over why outbreaks like the coronavirus spread exponentially and how you're going to work to flatten the curve, or how we are going to work to flatten the curve. So it has exponential growth models and a bunch of simulations and a whole bunch of explanations about social distancing and forced quarantine and all of that information. It is very interesting, and the simulations are very cool. And for the first 2 days, I want you to take notes. Well, the first day I want you to take notes. Day 2, I want you to take all of those notes and summarize what you learned from the articles and the simulations. You can include what you think. You can include some of your own opinions, but please keep the facts and opinions separated in your summary. Day 3. Think of something else that can spread exponentially through a population. It can be positive or it can be negative, but begin to plan how you want to represent your data. Notice I said a population and then not the human population. Any population, make this up. This is where your creativity comes in. Come up with something that interests you, or something interesting, something that you like. It doesn't have to be humans, but it's completely fine if it is humans. Day 4, you're going to start creating your own data using a visual aid. This can be a graph, table, chart, photographs, a comic strip, newspaper article, etc. But remember, even though this is fictional data, it should be represented accurately and mathematically. And I will explain that when I go down to my example project on the bottom. Day 5, Monday the 4th, is when the project is due. So since your class would end at 3:01 p.m., your project should be emailed to me by 3:01 p.m. on Monday the 4th. It should be emailed to me as an attachment. If you are doing a video, that is great, and I'm very excited to watch it, but I will need a copy of your script and any visuals you use so I can get a better look at them. All right, so here is my project. I didn't pull out all of my creativity for this because I didn't want you to feel like I took any creativity from you, so I left mine very plain. On the left side of my article here, I would have my social distancing summary, and if you read this, you'll see that I did not want to write any of my summaries of the social distancing website because I didn't want to take any of your ideas. So I left that nonsense there. I just found some pictures off of Google. For my random acts of kindness article, first, I explained how the virus spreads. And I did use some exponential growth formula in here, and I re-explained it. So even though this is fictional, the data makes sense. So I used the information from the escape room you did last week. The first problem was an exponential growth model, and you didn't really have to use an exponential growth model. It was really just exponents, but you could plug it into the exponential growth model. So that's what I did for your example. In the escape room, that one person comes to school with the math disease and infects 3 people for 5 days. So that for 5 days this goes on. So that one person infects 3 people, and then each of those 3 people infect 3 more people. And this cycle happens for 5 days, that 3 people are infecting 3 more people, and so on and so on. So that is a 200% increase. So we'll plug this into the exponential growth model, and ultimately, that's 243 people infected in less than a week. And that was from the escape room. So what I decided to spread through the population at the same rate, but hopefully more rapidly, is kindness and positivity. So how do I want to spread my good vibes? I want to smile. I want to smile at a person jogging through my neighborhood. I want to smile and thank my mailman. And I want to leave a smiley face and a note for the Amazon delivery person, in the hopes that each of these people will do the same for at least 3 more people. And hopefully my smiling will spread as rapidly through the population. And this is a curve that we don't want to flatten. We want to keep this kindness going on and on. So my data is represented like this. So down here is my flattened curve for the virus. I left that red because that's one of my least favorite colors. And then up here, this is my kindness curve. So this one actually represents my data. So this is the data that I plugged in for this curve. And I just inserted a chart on Microsoft Word and I filled it in the little Excel function that pops up. You do not have to do it this way. If you don't know how to use the charts in Microsoft Word, don't do it that way. That's fine. If you want to spend time figuring it out because it's a great skill, go for it. That's great too. But this is legitimate data. It is not made up. It's actual data that I found on the internet. And this is data that I calculated myself. So I didn't make up the numbers. And then this is just my little article. So there you go. If you have any questions, always email me and I will be here to answer them for you. Again, I am very excited to see these. I hope you use some creativity since you have a week to do this. This isn't supposed to be a super challenge, so if you are struggling, please contact me so I can walk you through it. This is supposed to be a little bit of a fun assignment, let you think about things in a different way and spread some positivity.